The holiday event part 2 is starting around the world in Pokemon Go. And always, we gotta talk about the whole event and some tips and tricks to get you ready for it, so let's get into it. So, Merry Christmas to anyone who celebrates it and Happy Holidays. But once all that is over, I'm sure you're gonna wanna grind this event. And specifically, this event will be going December 25th at 10 a.m. to December 31st at 8 p.m. It's gonna be very similar to part 1. Not only will you have the bonus of increased XP and Stardust from opening gifts, but also you will still have that bonus of 2 times catch XP or 2 times catch Stardust, depending on which one you chose from the timed research. On top of that, we will have Pokestop showcases during the event, which seem to be changing every single day, which is a nice change I like. So a lot of showcases and a lot of opportunities to win those, but we don't know the times or what Pokemon are going to be in them yet. But what we do know is the wild spawns. Specifically, we'll have Holiday Attire Pikachu, Alolan Vulpix, Holiday Psyduck, Seal, Holiday Hat Eevee, Swinub, Holiday Delibird, Snorunt, Spheal, Galarian Darumaka, Vanillite, Holiday Cubchoo, Cryogonal, Sotodle, and rare spawns for Sneasel, Piloswine, and Amora. Yes, you did notice that Shiny Vanillite is the new shiny during this event, and also we have the introduction of the Holiday Psyduck in the wild. If you want that Shiny Vanillite, by the way, there is a spotlight hour on Tuesday, December 26th from 6 to 7 p.m. for it, so a great chance to chase that new shiny. Nonetheless, 2-kilometer eggs during the event are going to be the same as part 1, with Holiday Hat Eevee, Smoochum, Galarian Darumaka, and Amora, but also Holiday Psyduck will be in there. Do note the Eevee wearing the Holiday Hat and the Psyduck do have boosted shiny odds in eggs, probably 1 in 64. 1-star raids will be Holiday Attire Pikachu, Alolan Vulpix, Holiday Cubchoo, Crabrawler, and Sotodle. 3-star raids will be Dugong, Lapras, Holiday Delibird, and Undersea Holiday Glaceon. 5-star raids will be Regigigas, and Mega raids will be Mega Glalie. Now, as for part 1, there will be exclusive avatar items that you can get in the shop, as well as exclusive stickers, which are super cool, but we'll also see the return of a bunch of exclusive research. Starting with the field research tasks, those research tasks will include encounters with Holiday Attire Pikachu, Alolan Vulpix, Holiday Attire Psyduck, Shelder, Jinx, Lapras, Holiday Standler, Holiday Spheal, Snover, Undersea Holiday Glaceon, Vanillite, and Crabrawler, as well as tasks to get you Mega Energy for Mega Abomasnow or Mega Glalie. I don't know what the tasks are yet, but I will link below where you can check it out. Most likely they're going to be very similar to part 1, but check the first link in the pinned comment if you're looking to hunt one of those. We'll also see the return of course, the timed research task we talked about in part 1, where you could do the 2 pages. I'll put the tasks on screen, but you can go ahead. Once you complete part 1, you can choose between XP and Stardust. You're not getting a new one for this event, but if you didn't complete it during part 1, it'll still roll over to part 2, along with the $2 paid timed research ticket, which again, if you didn't complete in part 1, will roll over to part 2. It's going to be on screen. And also the $5 paid time research ticket, which again, if you didn't complete in part 1, it's going to roll over to part 2. Part 2 is pretty much just extending this event. It's not really a part 2. There's only a couple things changing. One thing I did forget to mention though is if you do buy the $5 paid time research ticket, you do get 2 times catch candy during this whole event, which is great. Okay guys, that is the event details. I know it's a lot, but to be honest, this event is very similar to part 1. But let's move into the tips, starting with, as always, the best wild spawns during this event. It's going to be very similar to last time because not a lot of spawns have changed, but a couple have. Starting with Alolan Vulpix, which is a Pokemon that's going to see play in the Little Cup, but then also if you evolve it into Alolan Ninetales, that Pokemon will see play in the Great League and the Ultra League. Seal is also a Pokemon which does see play in the Little Cup. You can evolve it into Dugong, which is a pretty good Great League Pokemon. Holiday Hat Eevee can evolve into Umbreon, which is good in the Great League and the Ultra League, or you can evolve that into Sylveon, which is going to be good in the Master League. I'll link below my video on how to evolve Eevee into all of its evolutions if you don't know how to do that. Swinub's also in there, which evolves into Mamoswine, a good Ice type and Ground type raid attacker, especially in its Shadow form, and Mamoswine also does see some play in the Master League. Holiday Delibird is in there, which does get you 500 Stardust per catch, so it is a great way to grind Stardust during this event. Snorunt's in there, which evolves into Frostlass if it's a female. Frostlass does have some play in the Great League, but you can also evolve it into Glalie, which does have a Mega form in the game right now. If you need a good IV for that, you can find those in the wild. Regular Spheal is also in there, which for some reason got removed of its costume, but you can evolve that into Walrein, which is good in the Great League and the Ultra League. Galarian Darumaka is in there, which evolves into Galarian Darmanitan, a very, very strong Ice type raid attacker. Finally, Sneasel's in there, which evolves into Weavile. Weavile is a good Ice type and a good Dark type raid attacker, especially in its Shadow form, so great to grind candies for that Pokemon. Piloswine's also in there, which we already talked about the meta relevance of that. Finally, Amora's in there, which you can evolve into Auroras, good Great League and Ultra League Pokemon, especially in special cups like the Holiday Cup right now. And that moves us into the raids. What are going to be the best raids during this event? And similar to part 1, there's not the greatest raids. First off, Alolan Vulpix is in there, which we already talked about the meta relevance of that Pokemon. But then moving into the 3-star raids, we do see Dugong in there. Seal is in the wild, so it's not really worth doing this Dugong raid, but again, Dugong does have some meta relevance. Lapras is also in there, which currently right now, not the most meta Pokemon for the Great League and the Ultra League, but could see see a resurgence. In the 5-star raids, we have Regigigas, which is not really the most useful Pokemon. If it does get its legacy move of Crush Grip in the future or at the Sinnoh Tour this year, it could see some more play, but for now, not a great Pokemon. Finally, Mega Glalie is in there, which is the #1 Ice-type raid-attacking Mega Pokemon in the game, but it doesn't really compare to the regular Pokemon. So overall, it's a good Pokemon to have, but not the best of the best. Now I want to quickly pivot back to the research during the event, and specifically the field research tasks. And mainly that's because there's a task for Shelder in the field research. Now if this research task is similar to part 1, it'll be catch 7 Ice-type Pokemon for a Shelder encounter. And Shelder gets you 1,000 Stardust per catch. So what you can do is do a bunch of these catch 7 Ice-type Pokemon tasks, and then run from the Shelders and put them in your stacked tasks. This is a long list of up to 100 tasks you can hold on to for a later date. And that later date you're going to hold on to for is going to be January 6th, which is going to be Rowlet Community Day with the bonus of 3 times catch Stardust. Save all your Shelders for then, put a star piece on, and you can get 6,000 Stardust per Shelder catch. This is huge game-changing Stardust. I believe that's 600,000 Stardust from catching 100 Shelders on Rowlet Community Day. So definitely stack those Shelder tasks if you can. Also, we have some exclusive eggs going down during this event, so let's take a quick look at them and see if any of them are going to be worth it. And similar to part 1, the 2-kilometer eggs are actually not bad. Not only can you hunt the Shiny Holiday Psyduck, Shiny Holiday Hat Eevee, and Shiny Smoochum, which all 3 have boosted shiny odds. And there are rare shinies which you can use for special trades, but also Galarendar Amaka's in there, which we talked about how good Galarendar Manitan is as an Ice-type raid attacker, and Amora's in there, which evolves into Auroras, a good Great League and Ultra League Pokemon. So overall, during this event, if you can and have the incubators, go ahead and hatch 2-kilometer eggs. You can even just use your free incubator. It's worth it. Focus on those eggs. But most of these Pokemon are not going to be very good without candies. So let's run through my top candy tips in Pokemon Go and how to grind a lot of candy during this event. #1 is going to be use Pineapple Berries. You can use regular Pineapple Berries to multiply your catch candy by 2 and Silvers by 2.34. So definitely use Pineapple Berries on those rare spawns like Galarendar Amaka, Sneasel, Amora, and things you need candies for. You can also Mega Evolve a Pokemon. If you don't know, when you Mega Evolve a Pokemon, any Pokemon you catch that shares a type with that Mega, you'll get more candy, XL candy, and X speed depending on how high of a level your Mega you Mega Evolved is. The best Mega to Mega Evolve during this event is going to be an Ice-type Mega, and that includes Mega Abomasnow and Mega Glalie are only 2 Ice types in the game. I think Mega Abomasnow is just a little bit better because it has that grass subtyping, which means you can get more candies for any grass types you may run into in the wild. But overall, having an Ice-type Mega Evolve during this event, you'll hit every single spawn or almost every single spawn and get more candies. However, that's not the only way to get candies because trading is of vital importance to this event. Because currently, the season of timeless travels, which means every time you trade away a Pokemon, you'll get a guaranteed XL candy for trade and 3 regular candies, which is huge candy gains. So any Pokemon you catch during this event which you want more candies for, save them, find a trade buddy, and just trade them away. Doesn't matter what you get in return, you'll get a bunch of extra candies. Finally, you can go ahead and transfer Pokemon. Unfortunately, we do have no more 2 times transfer candy spotlight hours or events this month, so you have to wait until January 2024 in the new year when we'll most likely get a spotlight hour with 2 times transfer candy. And finally, that brings us into the last section of the video, our Platinum Medal tips. You need 35 Platinum Medals to go from level 48 to 49 Pokemon Go. Which ones can you really focus on during this event? Obviously, the Skier Medal, catch 2,500 Ice-type Pokemon, very self-explanatory. Almost every single Pokemon during this event is an Ice-type. We also have those special Pikachus in eggs, in the wild, and in raids, so the Pikachu Fan Medal, catch 1,000 Pikachus, is a great one to work on. Fun fact, if you actually receive a Pikachu from trades, it counts towards this medal, so you can also just receive Pikachu from trades for this medal or catch them in the wild. I want you guys to take a look at the raid roster during this event, because if there's any Pokemon in there that you've never raided before, do 1 raid to work on your Rising Star Medal, defeat 150 different species of Pokemon in raids. For example, if you've never done a raid for a Delibird, do 1, you'll get a point towards this medal. You need 150 to complete it. This medal here, the Picnicker Medal, use a lure module to help any trainer catch 2,500 Pokemon. Not the best medal to work on during this event, but I did think we do have the Glacial Lure right now, so it could be worth dropping the Glacial Lure in busy areas because it's going to boost all of these Ice-type spawns, but also trainers will be catching Pokemon off those lures, helping you work on your Picnicker Medal. And finally, the Showcase Star Medal, win 100 Pokestop showcases. I found Niantic has done a great job with the showcases where they're rotating a lot more commonly and they're a lot easier to win because there's less people who are always dropping into showcases since they start and they finish so quick. So this is a great medal to work on during this event. I always recommend going to the less busy area showcases if you can. For example, I always drop showcases in my rural area. I never drop them in the inner cities because there's just more competition there and you want to be somewhere where there's less competition and a higher chance for you to win. And with that being said, guys, that is my tips for the holiday event part 2. Again, Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays. I'm spending time with my family and friends right now. I hope you guys are as well. But once that holiday season is over, time to grind Pokemon Go, and I hope this video got you guys ready. Follow for more tips. Peace.